Okay, so today we're going to solve equations using substitutions. This is for your IXL Objective AA.8. Okay, so as you can see here, you have a system of equations. You already have one variable equal to a solution right here. It says x equals -3. So right away that will be our x value. So all I'm going to do is recopy this equation right here, and I'm going to substitute the -3 in for the x. So instead of putting x there, we're going to put -3 because x is equal to -3 plus 10y, and we got it equal to 8. Okay. Oh, that's my 8. Okay. So this will be 18 plus 10y equals 8. We just multiplied -6 times -3. We've got positive 18. So we subtract 18 from both sides to isolate my variable. Okay. When I do that, that's gone. I have 10y. And if I subtract these opposites, that would give me -10. Okay, so if I divide each side by 10, my y should equal -1. And if I plug it back in, when I plug it back in, it should be equal to each other here. So if I go -6 times -3 plus 10 times -1, and it should equal 8 when I'm done. So if I do -6 times -3, that would give me 18 minus, because that would be a negative, minus 10 equals 8, and I get 8 here and 8 there. So yes, I'm correct. So this, then I just put my y value up here, which was -1, and just hit your submit button. So let's try another one. This time we got, let me click my button up here. This time, okay, this time we got y equals 9. So we know that's our solution for y, so we can put that as our y value. And remember, we just rewrite the equation. Every time it says y, we're going to substitute it with 9. So this will be 4 times 9 equals -18. Okay, so then we'll just simplify this. So it would be -9x minus 36, and it'll be equal to -18. So then we go to isolate variables, so we add 36 to both sides, plus 36 here. Okay, that's gone. So we have -9x equals 18. So we subtract those because they're opposite. Divide by -9, divide by -9. So x should equal -2. So our solution for x is -2. And if we want to plug it back in and check it, it would be -9 times -2. Oh, that's minus 4 times our y, which was 9, equals -18. And both sides have to equal -18 when we're done. So this would be 18, and that would be -4 times 9 would be -36, and that would be -18. And if those are opposites, we have to take the additive inverse again. So that would give me -18 equals -18. So I know I'm correct. So that would be a good answer. Okay, so here is another system of equations. As you can see, you got y equals and y equals here. So what we're going to do here, because y equals y, that means like it's y. Oh, let me push my button up here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we got y equals y. Okay, so that means we're going to plug in y to equal y. So in other words, we're going to go -2x minus 2 equals to -4 x plus 6. Then we just simply solve for x to get the value for x. Okay, so let's add 4x to both sides. Plus 4x, and because I'm putting all the variables on this side, I'm going to put the constants on the other. Alright, so that would be gone. So here I'd have 2x. Okay, this would be gone. So here I'd have 8. And I just isolate my variable by dividing by 2. So my x would equal 4. So my x is going to be equal to 4. Now to figure out what my y is, I'm going to have to plug my 4 back into one of these equations. So I'm going to plug it into the first one where it says y equals -2. Instead of putting x there, I'm going to put 4 and minus 2. This is your top equation right here that I'm doing. Okay, then I'm just going to simply solve the equation. So y would equal -2 times 4 would give me -8 minus 2. Remember, and if I do the additive inverse, my y should equal -10. So on here my y would equal -10. Now if I plug it back in to check it, it should be y would be -10. Okay, I'm just going to use the bottom equation right here to check it. Okay, so I'm putting in my y, which was -10. Then I'm going to put in my x value, which was 4. Okay, then I'm going to add 6 to it. Don't get that mixed up with my other problem there. So it would be -10, and this would be -16 plus 6. Remember, both sides have to equal -10, so I do the additive inverse, so that would be -10 here. So both sides equal each other, so that would be a good solution to our problem. Hold on. Okay, as you can see that this equation is just a little bit different than our other ones, where we don't have a single variable equal to another one. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to solve one of these equations for one of the variables. So I'm just going to solve this equation, the one on top right here. I'm going to solve it for y. So I have y equal to something. So if I have -2x plus y equals 19, I can, to get y by itself, I would add 2x to both sides. This would be plus 2x. So this would be gone, so I'd have my y, and I'm just going to write it back in slope intercept form. That would be 2x plus 19. Now that I have my y equal to something, okay, I am able to plug it back in to this equation to see what my variable x will be. So if I'm going to plug in every time when I see y right here, I'm going to plug it in. So if I rewrite this, it would be -2x plus 5. Instead of putting y there, I'm going to put what I have right here for y, because y equals that. So I'm going to be in parentheses because this is multiplication. I'm going to multiply 2x plus 19. Okay, and it's still going to be equal to, let me see, 15. Okay, so then I'm going to do my distributive property first. So I go 5 times 2x would give me positive 10x. Then 5 times 19 should give me positive 95. And it's still equal to 15. So I'm going to combine my like terms I have here. So if I combine -2x and 10x's, that will give me 8x's plus 95 equals 15. Okay, so now to isolate my variable, I would subtract 95 from both sides. Subtract 95. That's gone. I'd have 8x here, and on this side I should have -80. Divide by 8, divide by 8, and that should give me -10. Alright, so now I have my value for the the x, excuse me. So now I had to plug it back in to find out what my value is for y. So let's do that. So I'm going to use a different color so you won't get the equations confused. So because I have my x value, I'm going to use the first equation again. So I'm just going to plug in my x value. So it would be 2, and instead of x, it's going to be -10. So I'm going to put my -10. All right. Plus my y, because I'm trying to find out y truly is equal to 19. Okay, do the math. -2 times -10 will give me 20, and that'd be plus y equals 19. Okay, subtract 20 from both sides. Subtract 20 over here. Okay, so that's gone. So my y would be equal to -1. So let's check it. Let's just plug it in one of your equations and check it. So I'm going to use a different color to check it in. So let's see. Let's use that one. So let's see. Let's check it in the bottom one. So we're going to say -2, and we said x was -10. -10. All right. Plus y, which we said y was -1. And it should be equal to 19. Okay, so if we do -2 times -10 will give me 20, and if we had plus -1, that should be 19 equals 19. So yes, we are correct. So on here, my x would equal, what we say our x equaled -10, and our y would equal -1. Okay. All right, so go ahead and try your IXL. You're going to have to use lots of paper. You can't do this in your head. So good luck.